First leg, Raymond
very confident frame of
first.
mind.
Game on.
I made reference to it yesterday when he was asked after his 6-3 win over Alcinas. Elmar Polka asked Cullen what the objective was. Was it to be involved in the last 16 on the final day? And he said that's the bare minimum. It was a really refreshing approach and a really
140.
good answer from a man who is very, very confident right now. He'll need oodles of confidence to overcome Barney, because Barney looks to be in the groove, and doesn't he just here with plenty of room to fill it up, and he just about squeezes that third dart in, and Barney is off the mark with a 180.
59.
Back in there again.
Isn't he just?
Back-to-back maximums for the five-time world champion. If Joe Cullen was hoping that Barney had maybe blown himself out, and it'd be the lackluster and not that particularly interested looking Barney that we've seen. Oh, it's fallen out of the board. Well, he will be back. Yeah, if he was hoping it was that Barney he was going to turn up today, it doesn't look like it on the evidence of leg one here. Double 16, Barney
60,
wants for a very confident and authoritative hold of throw.
Game shot in the first leg, Raymond van Barneveld. Second leg, Joe to throw first.
Well, he's been strong from the outset this week, hasn't he? Barneveld averaged 100 in that 6-3 win over Johnny Haynes in the first
93.
round. A man who'd won their two previous encounters. That didn't matter a jot for Barney. Plenty to like about that. 14 dart legs
96.
scattered in there as well.
Well, Joe Cullen's won the last two that these two have played.
137.
Most recent was back in September. Two apiece in the head-to-heads, but Barney
140.
racing out the blocks. Level pegging in this leg. Better from Cullen. Lovely stuff for the maximum of his own. Gets him down to a nice little two-dart finish.
And the feature of Barney's win yesterday against Brendan Dolan was his doubles. He was very, very effective indeed. 6 from 9, but nothing wrong with the doubles of Joe Cullen either in his win over Chizzy.
Third leg, Raymond to throw first.
Finishes that one off very nicely as well, so we're level at 1 apiece.
12 darter from Cullen. We could have another absolutely belting game. We've been spoiled this afternoon by the quality of the darts, and these two are delivering in the early stages. Oh, go on, Cullen. Go on, Joe.
180.
Anything you can do, Barney, Joe Cullen can do just as well. The rock star
57.
responding with a 180 of his own. Terrific stuff. Go on, Joe. Give us a 9-darter. Why not?
140.
5 perfect darts. You are right to boo him, Germany. We demand a 9-darter. We've not had one all year. Didn't have one all year last year on the European Tour.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Brilliant stuff. Barney is just delivering the goods, and Joe Cullen is playing his part as well. Cullen has the chance of a break here. Barney has very little margin for error here. That's very nice indeed. Double 11 he wants.
62.
Wow, misses double 11 for the 12 darter. Joe Cullen on a 10 darter. It would be the third one we've seen today. That will do for an 11 though, and it's a break of throw, and Raymond van Barneveld threw 2 180s in that leg. Not enough for Barney. And Joe Cullen, it would appear, there were question marks about whether he could continue the form he showed against Dave Chisholm in the previous round. In the early stages here, he not just continued, he was better. Look at that, 134 and 130. I know it's leg 4, it doesn't matter. Just look at the numbers.
60.
Yeah, little wonder they love the darts.
100.
And Joe cool for that. 13 dart leg, 12 dart leg, 11 dart leg. It's a leg-on-leg improvement.
Michael Van
100.
Gerwen lost with 111 average this weekend. Stephen Bunting threw 103 and a bit, and he managed to lose earlier on to Peter Wright. We've seen a number of not just 100 averages, but big 100 averages this weekend. And already,
100.
the quarter-final lineup looks fantastic with the way that these guys are playing. We could be in for something very, very special over the course of today as Cullen sticks in another one.
4-3 now on the 180s counts. Barney might as well chuck in another here.
180. Joe required 24.
We talked about the 180s market earlier.
The full flag.
This
Joe
one is
Cullen.
paying
Reflect
very
Raymond
nice
to
dividends
throw
as Joe
first.
Cullen takes
Game
out double 12 for a 3-1 lead.
Well, look, Barney knows what it takes to beat a man throwing ridiculous averages. And we all remember him beating Phil Taylor in the Premier League earlier this year, despite Taylor throwing 115 average at him.
93.
Pretty much what Joe Cullen's doing at the minute. Look at that. Barney doesn't look to be in the mood to back down.
140.
This is really high caliber stuff.
$60.
Joe Cullen's only made one quarter-final this year in PDC darts.
58.
When he's throwing like this, like he has done all weekend, I kind of wonder how that has happened. He has a phenomenal talent. For a number of years, we've talked about him about having the potential to do serious damage.
$85. Raymond Jericho, 152.
Down to 125. Barney, lovely finish this one. Needs another treble 20. Ooh. Gets it, double 16.
120.
Well, that would have been very much in keeping with the standard of what we've seen so far. Topsy once, and Topsy gets. 1-2-5 check out. It's a 15 dart leg. And Joe Cullen leads 4-1. What a way to open up this pretty significant cushion.
Game on.
He was 1-0 down to the 5-time world champion, who is currently averaging 109. He has won 4 legs on the spin in spite of that. Look at this.
46.
46? On the first visit, Barney's
140.
Wouldn't be surprised if Barney just clawed his way back into this. He's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. He's got work to do now, though.
96.
He's 4-1 down to a man averaging 111, Malarkey man.
But we've seen reversals of fortune aplenty today, and over the course of the weekend, and over the course of the European Tour calendar.
And he is Raymond van Barneveld.
And he is a 5-time world champion. And he's listening.
And he's in 6 180s.
64.
But Joe Cullen's got 6 darts from 164. Was 1 treble's enough for him?
64.
Well, 64 means he's on a 2-darter. He took out 125 in the last leg. Back up to the 20s for Barney.
99. Joe, you require 100.
Gets himself down to a nice flat 80. Joe Cullen there, well, he took out 60 and tops before, and he's done it exactly again. 125 to check out that time, 100 to check out this time.
Game on.
And I tell you what, heavy scoring, exquisite finishing as well from Joe Cullen. 83.3% on the checkouts.
135.
Joe Cullen only missed 1 dart at doubles against Dave Chisnell. That was in the last visit of the entire match. He has only missed 1 dart at doubles in the match so far against Raymond van Barneveld. He's backing it up with ridiculous scoring. That's his 4th 180.
10th of the match as well.
100.
Can you imagine if we had the dream fulfilled here? Go on, Joe. Make it 6.
Oh, it's the wrong side of the
129.
wire.
Unbelievable.
I think it was the right decision to switch down, but just the wrong side of the wire. We saw Jeffrey Desvaughn,
58.
Barney's protege, one of Barney's proteges. Missed the double 12 for the 9-darter on the first day of the tournament.
This time he finds the treble 19 as well.
$134 means that Joe Cullen is going to get 2 match darts. He has only missed 1 dart at double in the whole match. He's only missed 2 darts at double in the last match and a half. And 180 from Barney may not mean a thing, because Cullen wants 18 for tops.
18.
And just with the finishing line in sight.
28.
You know, he's been very, very... Well, he's been almost foot perfect on top so far. And Barney takes out the Mensor Switch to
Joe
the 4-2.
to throw first.
And
Game
it's
on.
5-2. What an extraordinary encounter this is. And in keeping with this extraordinary encounter, Cullen starts the 8th leg with a maximum.
Oh, Barney.
Wow. A very special encounter. This is just brilliant.
5 perfect darts.
140.
For the, well, 3rd time in the match. It's gone 5 perfect darts.
Barney's got a chance though here. Oh, Barney. Well.
100.
How do Mensor Suljovic and Moving King follow this, by the way?
95.
I do not know, but Joe Cullen, he's already missed 2 match darts. He's going to get more. If missing those 2 match darts, you thought, oh, I might take the wind out of his sails. No. He's on a potentially 11 darts on his own throw to win the match and knock out the 5-time world champion. 86 he wants, he'll stay in the 18s. And he's missed the big number this time.
Yeah.
70.
Joe Cullen's doing everything right, apart from when it gets to the match dart. And it goes a bit wrong. Barney to stay alive. 12s. Ball.
56. Joe, you require 16.
Surely Joe Cullen will not let this opportunity pass. He has to switch to double 4. The agony goes on for Joe Cullen.
Shot.
But the agony ends there.
Joe
He
Cullen
gets himself over the line. And where do you begin summing that lot up? Raymond van Barneveld, an average of 111, as was the case with Van Gerwen last night. But it's not enough. He's on his way home.